Okay, I'll call this regional council meeting to order. I want to advise everyone that tonight's meeting is being recorded and live streamed on publicly accessible websites. And during these challenging times, please respect social distancing. Council CAO additions. Mr. Barry, do you have any additions?
No additions, Mayor, no.
I have no additions. Are there any council additions? Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to adopt the agenda. Moved by Councillor Souls, seconded by Councillor Roper. All those in favor? And that motion is passed unanimously. Adoption of the minutes of the Special Regional Council meeting of February 24th, 2020, and the Regional Council of March 9th, 2020. Can I get a motion to adopt those minutes? Moved by Councillor Gerwing, seconded by Councillor Souls. All those in favor? Motion is carried unanimously. Public comment period. This is an opportunity for the public to comment on the agenda. Seeing no public, I'll move on. Business arising. Ms. Moore, the report from MNP. Would you like to speak to that, please?
Sir,
I'm sorry.
Mayor,
Excuse
I
me.
just need a resolution to amend the agenda.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, very well. Moved by Councillor Gerwing, seconded by Councillor Penny, that we amend the order that we're speaking in tonight. All those in favor? Carried. Very well. Mrs. Moore, Municipal Innovation Survey presentation. Sure, go ahead. Questions, anyone? Councillor Goering, no? Very well. No, I think we're good here. Ms. Moore, do you have any questions, anyone on the line? No, we're good. Okay, thank you very much, Mrs. Moore, for this presentation. We really appreciate it. And we'll use those links to take a look at the full report. Thank you very much. Moving on, we'll go back to business arising. Corona's COVID-19 update. Mr. Barry.
Thank you, Mayor. As has been the case, we continue to deal with an evolving environment and lots of evolving information. So it's we continue internally to shift resources accordingly to be able to monitor everything that's coming our way and all the new information that's occurring daily and lots of times, multiple times daily, between the province and the various agencies that we deal with. So we continue to communicate regularly with the various agencies, which include the province. So today there was a meeting with the Ministry of Affairs and Housing and the Solicitor General and Public Safety, Minister Farnsworth. Basically, it was a bit of some information regarding to expect some further information or ministerial and orders and potential health orders, which we would expect sometime potentially this week, and also some fair amount of discussion regarding local states of emergency and the importance of a coordinated approach from the province. So some concerns in the province, it seems, around some local states of emergencies and how they're not necessarily aligned with some of the provincial direction. So we're expecting to see some more information come in regards to that this week, and some orders from the province. In addition to that call, of course, we still are continuing our daily ENBC calls, which today occurred at 2 o'clock, and we still, and then additionally, we communicate quite regularly with RCMP and Northern Health, and tomorrow we are just firming up a meeting with the local Northern Health Group and Annette from the hospital and with RCMP and BCAS, maybe is involved in that one too. Community paramedic, also just regarding discuss local capacity, what that looks like in terms of how to deal with the situation, how they're dealing, and just share information basically. Internally, we continue to work on the to reduce the risk of exposure. So we are practicing and demonstrating social distancing. So you'll see by council chambers tonight, there's quite the spread here, and additionally what we have in what's the seat in the gallery. We're going to start. You'll see more often where staff will be calling into the meetings to review any reports. So tonight we actually have a couple. So one of the reports, Rob will be dialing in or is on the line, and then for the Charge BC, I believe Krista's going to be calling in for that one or is on the line currently. And again, it's if we don't need to do it in person, then we'll do it remotely. It just reduces the risk. We're just going to be continuing to take steps to evolve or to reduce that risk. Additionally, you'll see at the budget meeting this weekend, we'll have the directors will be dialing into the call also from either their offices here or from remotely anyway to review and go through the various their departments with council. And again, it's just around reducing the risk and the exposure, potential exposure. Just a few things of note. Fort Nelson Fire Rescue are suspending fire inspections until further notice. Again, all about the reducing the risk of exposure, and any bylaw enforcement will only occur where public safety is of concern. So we're not going to be dealing with nuisance bylaw issues, just where public safety is a concern. On-site inspections are being suspended currently, so business and building inspections until further notice. And I'm sure Councillor Goering might comment on it, but the NCLGA conference has been cancelled in May, the one that was scheduled, the AGM in Prince George, in the conference. And other than that, we do have, we'll curious, considering we have this update now, I'm not sure if council wishes to continue to have the meeting tomorrow at noon or not, because there is one scheduled. So given time of day today and what may or may not come down the pipe tomorrow morning, I just wasn't sure if council wished to continue with that meeting at noon or not. So I'm just throwing that out for council discussion if you wish. Right now, it's currently scheduled. But
No thanks from me.
Yeah, I'm thinking that there's probably not much that is going to materially change between this evening and tomorrow at noon. So I'm thinking we should probably cancel that special council meeting at noon tomorrow. Any other comments? Any comments from anyone on the line? Very well. Okay, thank you. Councillor Gerwin.
Can I have an update on how our information is being communicated to Toad River and Muncho Lake residents?
so I've personally reached out to them, and we're similar to what we're doing. And also I reached out to the residents in Randy in particular with Track to outline our information on our website. And any questions or any information or any concerns, they can contact us with the contact information. Additionally, one of the businesses for sure, Jalen, you were in contact, or someone in your department was in contact, correct?
Yeah. So Krista Vanderstein directed all of our up-highway tourism operators to our COVID page, as well as collected some relevant hospitality and accommodations information from some of the provincial associations. And she's attending tourism, Northern BC Tourism and Destination BC calls weekly to provide that specific information as well. So.
Okay,
Thank you, Ms. McIver. Mr. Coupe, do we need a resolution to cancel the meeting tomorrow?
Yes, please.
Very well. I'll ask for a motion, please. Moved by Councillor Souls, seconded by Councillor Penny. All those in favor? Carried. Mr. Andrews? Mr. Councillor Roper? Councillor Dolan? Thank you. That motion passes unanimously. Are there any other questions on the municipality's response to the COVID-19?
Sorry, Mayor, we're just getting some feedback that some of the in-room connectivity might not be great. So I was wondering if we could have a 1-minute pause just so I can check.
Certainly. In a motion to temporarily adjourn the meeting. Moved by Councillor Goering, seconded by Councillor Souls. All those in favor? Carried unanimously.
Putting it out there. No, the front door has to be propped open, and then the inner door is open so that people don't have to touch the door handle. So yeah, I went looking for the Arctic breeze.
Okay, a test for Tony.
Test, test, test. Tony, can you hear us now? Test, test, test. Can you hear me now? And other participants, please. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, ask for a motion to reconvene the meeting. Moved by Councillor Penny, seconded by Councillor Gerwing. All those in favor? And we are back in session. We were at any further questions regarding COVID-19 and the municipality's response? Hearing none, we will move on. Admin report number 25, update on security activities. Mr. Blaine, are you on the line? Go ahead. Thank you. Are there any comments? Very well, Mr. Blaine. Thank you very much. Admin report number 26, Charge North. Ms. Vandersteen, are you on the line? Good. Can you tell us about the Charge North initiative? Okay, thank you. Any comments? Councillor Goring.
So I noticed that at this time, we're not making a decision on who is ultimately going to pay for the electricity used. So if we voted tonight to go ahead with this project, I'm assuming that it would then come back to council to decide whether it's going to be user pay or whether the municipality is going to pay. Is that accurate?
Mrs. Vandersteen, do you want to speak to that? Any other comments? Councillor Penny?
Are there provisions with this system, do you know of, that we could charge for it? Charge the charger, anyway. Just wondering, because otherwise I'm assuming this thing would be available 24 hours a day. So how could we make sure we get paid if we went to that point?
I thought the previous report indicated.
Go ahead,
that there
Ms.
was the
Vandersteen.
ability to charge.
Thank you. Councillor Penny? Nope, okay. Any other questions? Very well, I'm going to ask for a motion then. Moved by Councillor Roper that we accept the recommendation that the Northern Rockies Regional Municipality join the Charge North initiative for the installation of one level 2 charging station for a budget price of $6,000. Seconded by Councillor Penny. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you.
Mayor, may I?
Yes. Councillor Goring?
Can I also make a motion that after the year of free charging is complete, that a report comes back to council indicating how many charged, what the actual costs were, that we get that information brought back to us.
Sure. Moved by Councillor Goring, seconded by Councillor Penny, did the costs associated with the level 2 charge station be brought back to council after 1 year? All those in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you. Northern Rockies Regional Municipality Regional Council Procedure Amendment. Emergency Electronic Participation Bylaw number 180 for first, second, and third reading. Mr. Coupe, would you like to speak to this, please?
Thank you, Mayor. So this bylaw amendment stems out of a request at a special meeting, I believe last week, to look at ways that with the ongoing pandemic, council continue to participate in all types of meetings, including in camera, even from distance. So under council's existing bylaw, councilors cannot attend in-camera meetings via electronic means, so a teleconference or video conference. This amendment would allow council to do that if council passed a resolution allowing councilors to do that. It would need to be a unanimous resolution to do that.
Very well. Is there any comment on this? I think, go ahead, Mr. Souls.
I consider it just a logical progression of what we need to do. It makes perfect sense.
I think so too, and in these extraordinary times, I see no reason why we don't have our in-camera meetings by electronic methods. Therefore, if is there anything from anyone online? Very well, I'll just ask for a motion then. Moved by Councillor Souls, seconded by Councillor Gerwing, the Regional Council Procedure Amendment Electronic Participation Bylaw number 180, 2020 be given first, second, and third reading. All those in favor? Councillor Dolan? Thank you. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Mayor, may I? Given the fact that this is we are in extraordinary times right now, one of the things I'll suggest, and I chatted with Ross today, is the bylaws is a piece that needs to be taken care of course, and go through. But given the fact there's some discussions that need to occur in camera. It's an opportunity that if council wishes to pass a resolution right now to allow call-ins, so allow the other councilors who are remoted in to dial into the discussion. If you were to pass a resolution to do that, it'd be something that we'd be able to do tonight as part of the conversation, given the fact where we currently are.
Very well. I'll make a motion that tonight we allow councilors to dial into the in-camera regional council meeting. Can I get a seconder?
So, Mayor, do you want it just for tonight, or would you like to do it as well? This is
Sure. For the
it's entirely up to council. I'm throwing it out just given the fact that we are at times right now. This legislation, obviously, for a 2-week notice period, is one thing, but there's an opportunity. So in terms of dialing in and being part of the call, to listen to the call until we get an opportunity for this bylaw to be fully in place.
So for the next 2 weeks, Councillor
Yeah,
Souls?
I do think that there should be a timeline put on it because there was a reason why it was restricted in the past. I think that I don't know whether 2 weeks is necessarily good, or I would be just as well with something like 2 months, or that in order to just I anticipate this crisis going on for a while, and so there's no point in doing this 3 times.
The bylaw. So unless something were to change, the likelihood is just not going to occur in terms of the bylaw. The 2 weeks notice after the 2 week notice period in the bylaws adopted, then the discussions we're having now is essentially just gives you essentially a moot point, but it gives the opportunity for any required staff to dial in as part of the discussions, and in addition any councillors that are remoted in also, so, until the bylaws
In 2 weeks. Okay, moved by Councillor Goring, I'll second it. All those in favor? Carried? Carries unanimously, thank you. Correspondence, none. Information package, received for information, council information package, March 11th, 2020. Council information package, March 18th, 2020. New business items, February rec stats report. I think we just received that for information. No additions. Any council reports? Councillor Goring, go ahead.
So I attended the Chamber of Commerce board meeting on the 12th of March and the Chamber of Commerce general meeting on the 13th, where Dan Davies was the guest, and he gave a review of the BC Liberals' response to the provincial budget and associated tax increases. I also attended the NCLGA board meeting over the telephone for 2 days, March 20th and 21st. So as Scott pointed out, the AGM has been canceled, and this will have a financial impact on the organization. The 2021 is being developed, revised with impacts in mind, the budget for 2020 and 2021. So all budget areas are being examined to make up for what the anticipated shortfall is going to be. A solid waste forum has been canceled as well. So we'll let staff know that is now not taking place. And also I learned at the NCLGA meeting that MIABC, so the Municipal Insurance Association of BC, advised that they have a COVID-19 risk management and insurance advice blog. So I went in there, and there's, like, even for council people, it was pretty interesting reading. Maybe staff is already aware of this site, but if not, you should check it out. There's lots of relevant information there. And then I really am concerned, and other people are as well, about residents who have no internet service or very limited computer literacy skills and are going to need to apply for the various financial assistance packages that is being offered and will continue to be offered by governments. So the information that I found so far that there are 2 computer terminals available at Service BC, but they can offer no assistance. So you can use a computer, but if you need help, if you have literacy issues, whether it's computer or reading, there's no help available. Work BC does not lend assistance in form completion and is currently closed to the public. The Fort Nelson Community Literacy Society has been meeting this need throughout 2018, 2019, and into 2020 when face-to-face services were reduced to our community. Currently, they are closed to the public but offering assistance via the phone. Of immediate concern is that that office only has 1 phone line, so it's problematic if the need becomes greater. So I'm hoping that we can be proactive and put some assistance in place. Can we offer some support if the society becomes overwhelmed with calls for assistance? So I was just thinking that I don't know if we have any staff capacity that the Literacy Society can remotely do a little training piece with them so that if we do, or if they need help in helping our residents with form completion, that we can offer that service to them.
I'll let Mr. Berry speak to that.
Well, generally, I'll say that staff capacity is limited. However, I'm not going to sit here and say it's nothing we can do tonight. So what I'd like to do is if we, if offline, Councillor Gerwing, if we can chat and see what that may look like and connect, and then we'll put our collective heads together and see what we can do to see if there's something we can do, right? So are we challenged currently with everything's going on? Absolutely, but so is the rest of the community. So anything that we can do within the realm of our capacity, and again, we're trying to create that balance, but we'll, if we can make it happen, we'll do what we can.
Do you need a resolution?
If council is something that they're supporting to do, then I would say give some direction to staff as a resolution, and then we could circle back with you, Councillor Growing, and get the right people within the organization to connect some dots and see what we can do and just take it from there. So yes, please.
So then I would like to make a resolution that staff look at their capacity to lend assistance to our community through the Literacy Society for form completion if required.
Okay, very well. Moved by Councillor Gerwing, seconded by Councillor Penny. All those in favor? Carried.
Okay, so
That's carried.
sorry, one more point.
Go ahead.
And you said that you're meeting with the community paramedics, so you might be able to address this with him when you meet with them. But he has been printing relevant COVID-19 information, and so printing on paper, you guys, and dispersing it throughout the community. To date, he has printed 200 copies of relevant information. You see at IGA and at Save-On and other places that he is in attendance at. The Literacy Society has printed this to date, but has a very limited copy budget. So we're looking for some assistance. Perhaps the municipality can take that over. One possible way to limit less traffic coming into the municipality is that if he could email the relevant information to the municipality, we can print it off and then he can come pick it up and disperse it as he has done so far. Just the Literacy Society is very challenged to continue to print that information, but I think it's very valuable. I saw people accessing it at Save On the other day when I was there. So I'm hoping we can help out with that.
Is there any indication on how many copies he needs?
Well, to date, he has copied 200 pieces of paper. So, but it changes, right? Like you print it off today and it could be changed tomorrow. So he wants the information, and I think it's really, really important that the information is as up to date as we can possibly make it. And I'm hoping that we can print that resource for him to disperse.
I'll get a motion, Councillor Gordon.
I would make that motion, yes.
Seconder? Seconded by Councillor Penny. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you. Anything else, Councillor Gerwing? Very well.
I have a report too.
Councillor Souls.
Just as the representative of the member of the Municipal Finance Association, that It's also, they've notified us as well that that is canceled as a attending meeting. But I will reply to the resolutions that they have on the floor by email. And that's what they've requested, so that's underway as well.
Okay. I attended the Northeast Resource Municipalities Coalition today. There was not a lot of business conducted, to tell you the truth, but it was an excellent opportunity to listen to the mayors from around the region regarding their responses to COVID-19. The different municipalities seem to have a different way of responding to the crisis. Some are very concerned about the food stores, the distribution of food to people who are in need. Others seem to be more concerned about the health concerns. So it was very instructive listening to Mayor Ackerman and Mayor Atkinson on their various perspectives, and just anecdotally from around the region, the concern that's being expressed by mayors of different municipalities. I was also on that meeting today with Mr. Farnsworth and Minister Robinson. Mr. Farnsworth was very direct and very firm about the need to follow the directions of the health authority, wash your hands, and keep your distance from other people, and particularly about isolating if you've come into the country. So, no, it was a very good meeting, I think, today. Is there anything else? Very well. I'm going to ask for a resolution then that the meeting be closed pursuant to section 91C, personnel, 91D, security of the property of the municipality, and L, discussions with the municipal officers respecting objectives, measures, and progress of preparing an annual report under section 98. Can I get a motion, please? Moved by Councillor Souls, seconded by Councillor Dolan. All those in favor? And we are in a closed meeting.